Hey book friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a book haul. So this is my summer book haul. I haven't filmed a book haul in about 3 months, 4 months, something like that. So I have a decent stack here, which you saw in the thumbnail, and it's just a lot of fun books. I've had some fun on Pango, which I always link my shop down below. My sister's also given me some wonderful books. And it's been kind of end of year celebrations for homeschool, and I tend to reward myself with books, to be honest. And so let's hop in and we'll share all these books. It looks like about I don't know, 15 or so books. So hi, my name is Angie. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. All the things. I'm so excited you are here. I hope you get some new book ideas from my stacks here. I'm really excited for so many of these books, you guys. So let's hop in and I'll tell you all about them. So the first book I have on here has just been making the rounds, right? This past spring, so many people have been reading The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. I think this sounds so good. I'm so excited to get to it. It's about this woman who wants to be a writer, and she joins this writer's retreat where they all have to go up into the mountains and they have to hit a certain page count, and I think the best book gets a bunch of money, it gets a publishing deal or something like that. But then it sounds like something sinister might be happening. And I'm not sure if it's they start dying one by one or what, but I'm excited for it. I think it sounds really fun and suspenseful. So there's that one. And then I also picked up this book. This was a Pango Books. I feel like actually these next two were from Pango because I feel like I was trying to get, I'll show you, the embroidered book. That was the book I was trying to get. And so a couple of these other ones made it so I could get free shipping. But anyway, The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. Okay, this one I hesitated on because of J.P. Delaney. I've only read one of his other books and I didn't really like it, but I liked the premise of this book. It made me think of that Riley Sager book, and I'm just blanking on what the name of it is, where there's the apartment complex and it's a little sinister. And that's the same idea here. It sounds like there's two women who have had some tragedy and they need a fresh start and they need a place to stay, and there's this perfect apartment complex and something's going on. And so this is called The Girl Before. So I'm curious about it, and I realize that wasn't a very good synopsis, but it makes me think of that book and I can't think of what. It's driving me nuts. I'm not sure what it's called. Anyway, I'm moving on. So another one I picked up was The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. So this was on my Christmas TBR because I have a few Christmas books on my shelf, but I didn't actually own this, and then I saw it on Pango. I want it for next Christmas season, and it's the one that has to do with twins, I believe. Yes, it has to do with twins, and I think a baking show, and I don't really know. It's a romance book, which I haven't had the most luck with romances lately, but I did want to read that, especially over Christmas. And then I recently picked this up. This was actually the book that I picked up from Barnes & Noble as kind of a good job, I finished the homeschool year sort of book. And it's The Ferryman by Justin Cronin. I'm currently reading it and I'm really liking it. So it's kind of got this utopian, dystopian flair where there's this island, this utopian island where people live, and it's sequestered from kind of the rest of the world, which has just gone terribly, right? And so the creator of this island has certain stipulations people can live on here. And one of the things is that they get these perfect lives and they get the chance to kind of start them back over. And so there's this man named Proctor who is a ferryman. That's his profession. He basically helps people get on the ferry, and the ferry then goes to another island called the Nursery where they start their life over, and they come back at 16 years old and have a fresh start at life. So he's involved in that. He's one of these people who live on this utopian island, and then he starts to learn weird things, and maybe there's some sinister things underlying this perfect world, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying kind of the suspense and the figuring out of what's going on. So I'm liking that. And then I also picked up this one. So like I said, this was the book I actually really, really wanted from Pango, and then I picked up some others to go with it. So The Embroidered Book by Kate Hartfield. So this is about Marie Antoinette. So it's a historical fantasy though. So it follows her, and I can't remember if it's her sister. Yeah, her sister Charlotte. And the book follows them growing up. There's a little bit of magic, there's a book of magic that they share. So it's there, but what I understand is it's not a heavy magic fantasy plotline. It's more of historical with a little bit of that flair, which I really do enjoy when historical events kind of take a little twist to them. And so it follows these two women as they marry powerful men, and they go kind of throughout their lives. And from what I understand, it follows the timeline of their lives, so we know what happened to Marie Antoinette. But I think that sounds really good. It kind of is meshing two of the genres I'm really enjoying these days. And so I picked that one up. And then I also picked up this. This was my book of the month book. I love book of the month, but I often skip just because I really want specific books like this one. So I picked up the latest Taylor Adams. I actually read it in a spoiler-free vlog. I'll post it up there. It was spur of the moment vlog. It was really fun. I really enjoyed the book. So I've already read it. It's about this woman named Emma who secludes herself in this house that's kind of very remote and away from everybody else. There's only like one neighbor sort of idea. And that's what she wants because she had some tragedy happen to her. But then she finds herself reading all these terrible ebooks, and she wrote a review, a 1-star review for one of the books, and then the author contacted her, and it started things rolling in a kind of very fast-paced, suspenseful book that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed it. So there's that one. Another book I picked up for myself, I can't remember why. We were at Barnes & Noble, and I wanted the second book, and this is called the Rook and Rose series. So this is book 2. Book 3 is coming out shortly. It's by M.A. Carrick. The first book was The Mask of Mirrors, which I read and enjoyed. It was a little bit slow going, and I had a tough time following all the people, but the way it concluded drew me in enough to pick up the second book, and the second book is called The Liar's Knot. And the first book really is about this woman who is a con artist who's trying to get herself established into this society and then be able to kind of cut and run with a bunch of money. But she kind of gets herself hooked in a little too much, and things start happening, and then we're going to follow what happens next in that second book. So I'm excited about that. All right. Another book that I picked up just on a whim because I was reading Malibu Rising, and I was enjoying her writing, and I picked up Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This, I believe, is a little bit more on the romance side of her writing, not so much the historical. But I thought it sounded really good. And this one in particular drew me in because it has like a time element where she, I believe, gets to experience kind of 2 different timelines of her life. Like, what would have happened if she chose this man? What would have happened if she chose that man? And she gets to kind of experience both. So it gives me like Ona Out of Order or Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. And I've liked both of those books. I really like that premise in books. So I thought I would give Maybe in Another Life a try. All right, I have a few more. All right, another Pango book purchase was Leanne Moriarty. So 9 Perfect Strangers. I read The Husband's Secret by Leanne Moriarty, and I really liked it. So I started looking for more of her stuff because I feel like I like that she's kind of contemporary thriller. I'm not quite sure what to put her in, but I enjoy the way she meshes it together. And so this is 9 people gather on a remote health resort, but then it sounds like things get a little bit weird, and should they all stay? Should they all run? Sounds kind of interesting. So I picked that one up as well. The next ones, these ones are from my sister. Thanks, Megs. So she gave me the second and third books in the Winter House series by Ben Gutterson. So these are, I can't remember if they're like middle grade or early YA books, but I really enjoyed the first one. And so this is the second book. It's called The Secrets of Winter House. And the third one's The Winter House Mysteries. And it had to do with this girl who was being raised by her aunt and uncle, and then she was sent to the Winter House, and she found out that maybe she has more going on in her history, and maybe there's something important about her. And she finds clues and mysteries in that first book, and it sounds like it's continuing in those 2. So I really enjoyed it, and I think they're really pretty too. My kids like these because they have these fun like peekaboo dust jackets and just beautiful hardcovers. So I'm super psyched she gave me these because they've been on my list. I've been wanting to continue on, and I also think my kids will like these when they get a little older. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. I want to read them, but I also pick them up for my kids. All right, and then my sister also gave me 2, they're YA fantasy books, which I I enjoy YA fantasy when I'm in the mood. And so I asked her if she thought I would like these, because she knows my taste pretty well, and she said she did think I would like them. So this one's called The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrews. It says, Delaney always talks to the dark. She never expected it to talk back. And so it sounds like she is a deaf student who's been accepted into a prestigious program that trains students to slip between parallel worlds. I think that sounds really fun. I do love a good school setting, magic school setting. So, and it's just a beautiful book. That looks really cool. I'm curious as to why there's a rib cage, if it's kind of about some medical stuff, and I like that. I would like that even more if it did. And then this one is beautiful. This is Jade Fire Gold by June Kiltan. It says, Her Destiny, His Revenge. Oh, this was an owl crate. Oh, my sister is amazing. Okay, it says, On is no one. Found as a child, she has no memory of her past, only a dark secret. And Alton's real name was once known throughout the Shea Empire. When his family was murdered and his birthright hijacked, he lost everything. And so I found, sounds like they work together for something, to reclaim the throne or something like that. I don't know. It sounds really good. I like it's just a one-off book. Like I don't think they're series, which I do enjoy, because then I can enjoy kind of the book in its entirety without having to feel like I have to read the whole series, which is fine. I do love series, but sometimes I like the break. And so here's a series though. So my sister gave me this series, which I'm psyched about. I've heard about this. I'm not sure if this series has a name. It probably does. And I actually don't even know what order this goes in. But this is by Roshini Chokshi, and it's The Silvered Serpents. It says they are each other's fiercest love, greatest danger, and only hope. The Bronzed Beasts, which is in love they breathed, in destiny they believed, in the end will divinity be their demise. And then The Gilded Wolves, which I feel like this is the one that I recognized when she texted me this. And I think a lot of it is, it's just a little historical. So it says it's 1889. So my sister knows I love historical fiction and fantasy. And so I don't really need to know much more about it than that, but I'm excited to get into those. I feel like those would be books that I potentially could really like. And like I said, YA fantasy, I love when I'm in the mood, when I just really need a reprieve from some heavier books, from bigger emotions, and I just need entertainment and a good time. And I feel like all of the ones she gave me will do that. So you guys, that's my book haul for this summer. I'm so excited. I love having books on my shelves. I love being able to just pick books from my shelves as to just how I'm feeling, what I want to read. So I hope you all are doing well. Let me know if you have picked up any amazing books this summer. If you're really excited for anything, let me know down below, because I love adding to my potential TBR. So I hope you're all doing well. And that's what I have. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all the stuff. And I will see you guys in the next book video. All right, take care. Bye.